How could Trump's persist mediation reshape the dynamics of the Russia-Ukraine conflict?
Greetings, everybody. In fact, President Trump, in his presidential campaign, promised that he is going to work to halt the Russo-Ukraine conflict in one day. And despite the execution of this matter within days or weeks, because, of course, of the complexities of the Russo-Ukrainian conflict and the contradiction in stances and positions between Russia and Ukraine and the West and Europe and the United States as well. However, Trump's approach could, in fact, help in reaching a resolution to the political stagnation in this war or conflict. In fact, the president of Ukraine, Zelensky, could be pressurized by Trump to accept a settlement. And for that matter, Trump has some tools like and cards that he can play here, like the minimizing of military support and aid that the United States supports Ukraine through. This could lead Zelensky to engage in political settlements and to do without his strict conditions that he put, in fact, in the G20 summit in Indonesia. The other thing that could help Trump is his relations with President Putin. He considers him a friend of his, and so he, being President-elect Donald Trump, can actually get Putin to do without his escalating ways and to engage in political settlements. As well, all these things can be operationalized by Donald Trump in order to minimize the magnitude of the conflict. The road is quite long, but a settlement can be achieved. And I'm saying that based on the circumstances on the ground, because there is a difficulty, of course, regarding political resolution. But, of course, some political concessions have to be made. And who's going to govern those concessions? It is the major forces in the world, since both belligerent parties, being Russia and Ukraine, cannot really find a resolve or a resolution for the conflict on their own.
What strategic goals does Russia aim to achieve by targeting Pokrovsk's supply route, sir?
Russia, of course, has been following a military escalating approach, and it has been trying to inflict the most harm possible on Ukraine in order to change the balance of powers and in order to impose a political settlement when President-elect Donald Trump comes to office officially. As well, Ukraine keeps on using American missiles from the model ATACMS, which target some areas inside of Russia after America, France and Britain allowed Ukraine to use these missiles, which actually was a huge escalation in the eyes of Russia. And so Russia wants naturally to inflict the biggest harm possible on Ukraine and is trying to achieve some military progression on the ground. And here it is working against the clock. Russia keeps on doing that because it wants to impose its conditions. It wants a political settlement that actually allows it to preserve and to maintain the 4 territories to the east of Ukraine, Donetsk and the 2 counties of Kherson and Lobrodia. And Russia, of course, considers these counties and territories part of Russian territories. And the Russian annexation of these territories is considered by Russia as part of it being trying to preserve its national security. In fact, Russia is not going to leave these territories or hand them over to Ukraine because or on the contrary, the West and Ukraine are not going to accept this practice by Russia, because this is going to lead Russia to intervene in the affairs of more adjacent states. And so Trump is going to drive some kind of a political consensual settlement between Russia and Ukraine. And this, for me, is actually the biggest problem here in this scene, and I believe that this is going to make it difficult for Trump to actually halt the war within the coming year.
That was Mr. Ahmed Sayed, an international relations expert from Cairo. Thank you, dear sir, for your insights and your valuable knowledge.